Good morning, everyone. My name is Morgan Jackson, and I'm a mass communication major here at Xavier. Right now, I am here with Miss Medley, Torchbearer Honoree for the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. How are you doing this morning, Miss
I'm
Medley?
great. How are you?
I'm good. So, the first question is, how do you feel when you were told you will become an honoree?
Well, the Coalition of 100 Black Women is a very renowned group, and it's an honor to be honored by women in the Year of the Woman, and especially in education, because education is the avenue through which minority achieve their goals. And without education, we wouldn't be here, sitting here at Xavier, doing this interview, and especially with an aspiring young lady like yourself.
So, what do you think your job is as a black
As a black woman in education, my job is to be the role model for those that not only that I teach, but also that I supervise or supervised. Um, my role is to make sure that minorities see the potential, not that others see in themselves, but that they see in them.
woman?
It's a job. It's not a job. It's not a career. It's a passion. Education. When when we as individuals find our passion, then we can get up every morning and don't say I have to go to work, because you're going to your next life or the place that you hold dear. And in that place, for me, it's always been educating the youth, not the ones we want, not the ones we wish we had, not the ones we had yesterday, but the ones we have right now, each and every one. And that's a motto that has always been at my door. Not sure, it's an unknown author, but it's something that inspires me to say to not college students, but to say to high school students, because I've been in high school all my professional career, that you're important. And without education and without honoring minority women, black women, we wouldn't be here. And my job is to make sure that you understand that. So not only do I talk the talk, but I need to also walk it. And I need to walk it with you. I don't need to, in high school, I don't necessarily need to hold your hand, but I need to understand that you know where you're going and to make sure that you can get there. And you can get there with your head held high. And as a female, life is so much harder, but with the role models and with this award in education from 100, honor from 100, the Coalition of 100 Black Women, it signifies that we're on the move, but we still have a lot to go.
Good answer. So, what were some of your role models growing up that caused you to become the woman that you are today?
I guess with everybody, you would say that my first role model was my mother. My mother I'm from a family of four, youngest, only girl, from a family where men was always held in high esteem. Women um, were almost like second class, but my mother made sure that that did not happen. My mother made sure that everybody she touched knew their worth, especially females. And to this day, I think about it, and I, like sometimes I talk to her. She's no longer here, but I still talk to her and say, look, I may not have done X, Y, and Z while you were alive, but I know you're proud of me now. So that's my biggest role model. Other role models, well, I should say, my first profession was not education, but my passion is education. Um, And in my passion, I spoke with an educator. I always talk with a local educator, Leah McKenna, because a lot of people say I look like her and I act like her. And in speaking with her, we would always talk about the next generation. What can we do to make those that follow us want to think about us when they decide where they want to go in life? And in life, I have had the opportunity to pass on a lot of things that were valuable to me, to other generations, and had the opportunity to actually hire many of those in education at the school where I was. And to see people come back, because education has been thrown by the wayside, because educators or teachers are not valued as high as other professions. But those of us that are in it are not in it for the money, they were in it for the commitment, to make sure that you have the opportunity to sit here and interview me. To make sure that you have the opportunity to see when we go out and how should we act, how should we present ourselves, how should we be us or be me and still hold myself, so that you can understand what it is to be a black, a minority woman in this society and in this time. And this is the year of the woman. I'm so happy to be here.
So what caused you to pursue your career?
Unfortunately, I had a male teacher in high school. I shouldn't say unfortunate. It was fortunate. Who always felt that my potential to live, because through my imagination was so great to show other folks what it is, and with that I thought and then I had a cousin who was chief pharmacist, and I always thought I wanted to be a pharmacist, and I worked in a pharmacy, in a hospital actually, and I came here to Xavier. But in doing that, I realized that that was a job and not a passion. So when I came back to do a master's and decided I wanted to do education. And because I wanted to have an impact on the lives of others. And the strongest impact you can have is in education. Money, I know everybody says, but oh, you make so much more money in pharmacy and you make this. But at that time, it didn't make me want to get up in the morning. It didn't make me want to stay there all day. But education did. And education, and like, if you're passionate about something, you will do well. And you will show others how to do it just as well. It's great to make a difference in the life of somebody, and then you can see some of the returns.
So in all your years in education, what change have you seen within the community?
I've seen, especially within the black community here in New Orleans, a lot of students that are coming back to make a difference. Sometimes people say if you want to grow, you need to leave home so that you can be on your own to grow. That is true, but a lot of people are coming back and people are valuing what they do. And you can see the difference in the minority communities, whereas I'm taking ownership of what I do and not saying the blame belongs to somebody else. The blame is mine. And I need to fix me in order so that I can help somebody else. And sometimes when we realize our worth, it makes a big difference. And not to say that we don't have doubts, and we will always have doubts, but it makes a big difference when you can see a return on your investment. And my investment is in the education field.
So last question, where do you see Black women in the future?
Well, this is the year of the woman. But not only that this year, but in the future, where we are making a difference in every walk of life. You see a lot of CEOs that are minority or Black women. 5, 10 years ago, that didn't happen, and especially locally. And the voice with 100 Black, the coalition of 100 Black women, that's a powerful voice. And if we continue to raise up each other and make sure that every Black woman understands their worth and what they bring to the avenue in which they are, and keep pushing, because Black women are known to beat up on themselves, because that's how we were brought up. But to make a difference, we as women need to push on each other and uplift each other. Make sure we understand where we're going, and therefore, in the future, because it's happening right now, I see nothing but great things. Things where we can make a difference for our children, make a difference for our society. We cannot let each other keep falling like we've done before. We have to make a difference.
Wow, I definitely see why the coalition is honoring you. So thank you for coming out on Xavier today.